Hey, buenas noches a todos. Sí, estoy 3 minutos antes, pero la intención es entrar con tiempo para poder compartir el link en las redes sociales. Así que solo denme un segundo. Moisés, ¿qué es lo que pasa? Eh, como les decía, me he conectado un par de minutos antes porque quiero ver cómo podemos. Me desconecté por un rato. A ver. Moisés, dímelo. Ya, estamos ready. Vamos a ver. Bien, ahora creo que ya es tiempo. Sí, son las 10:30. Cambié un poco de escenario, pero todo sea por un bien común. Como ustedes saben, no hay energía aquí en Neiva y hace un calor terrible. Por eso voy a ver si procuro que el video hoy sea más corto de lo común, de lo normal, pero voy a ser bastante breve y conciso con lo que vamos a estar tratando hoy. Así que vamos con la introducción. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to Check on English. My name is Jerson, but you already knew that. This time we're going to be talking about present perfect continuous. Something that is not new for some of you, but for most of you is something really new. To give like a short introduction about present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous is basically the same present perfect. The only difference is that we are using a different time to express the present perfect. For example, when you say something in present perfect, we express that using one particular period of time that started in the past and it's going to happen up to the present. That is the present perfect. As simple as that. Present perfect is something that started in a period of time in the past and it's going to continue happening up to the present. So that means that we have the opportunity to repeat that action once again. Not only once, several times. So I don't know if you remember how to formulate the present perfect. We formulate the present perfect using what? Do you have any idea about how do we form the present perfect? Let me read your comments. Well, as you're taking, oh, excellent, Radisson. You're always there, like always. Thank you very much for being there and for your support. Yes, that is true. We use the present perfect. We formulate the present perfect using the subject plus the auxiliary verb have. But not only that, remember we also use, yes, the past participle. And that is very good, Radisson. Radisson, I don't know if you remember how to formulate the present perfect continuous. Something very easy, and probably I'm asking just to make sure, right? Not only you, but the rest of the students get to understand what are we talking about. As I said, the present perfect continuous is something very similar to the present perfect. And yes, I have my towel here because as I told you, it is very hot and there is no electricity tonight. The present perfect continuous, we formulate the present perfect continuous using there you go. We use the subject plus auxiliary verb have plus the verb be. But wait, hold on. We don't use the verb be in its original form. We use the verb be expressed in past participle. So when we use the verb be in past participle, do you know what the form of the verb be in past participle is? Do you remember it? I think you remember. There you go. We formulate the the past perfect of be using been. So remember, the verb be in present conjugated is, are. Then, obviously am, right? Because you say I am and you are, and then he is, etc. So when we use the verb be in past is different. We use for singular, we use what? Was, right? We use I was. But then when we're going to refer to the plural in the past, we use what? We use were. Yes. So was and were. Exactly, Radisson. We use was and were. But different to the present and the simple past of the verb be, we have the past participle. And what is the form of the past participle? The form of the past participle is been, as Radisson said before. So we use this form of the verb be to formulate the present perfect continuous. So instead of using only the verb, the auxiliary verb have, we're going to say have been plus the verb in the ing form. So yeah, as Radisson said, right, the formula, and also John Heido, which is live with us. John, thank you so much for your support. So as Radisson and John Heido said, we use subject plus auxiliary verb have plus the verb be in past participle and the verb plus ing form. Very easy. So we say one example, right? I have, and then past participle of be, been, right? I have been, for example, cooking. I have been cooking. I have been cooking. And remember, what do we express with the with the present perfect continuous? We express as well something that started in the past, particular time in the past, and that is going to be happening up to the present. Something very similar to the present perfect. The only difference is that here, in this type of examples, present perfect continuous, we are going to use the ing form in the verb and also the past participle of the verb be. Something very, very easy. So let's give now some examples and let's analyze those examples that are going to be written by you guys. So I want you to write some examples so the group, all of us, can see your examples and we can go ahead and practice with them. Also, guys, if I am talking too fast, let me know because I can slow down so you can understand very well. Radisson is writing, I have been watching this video. One very good example, right? If I ask you in present perfect continuous, what have you been doing? Again, listen to the question. What have you been doing? That is the question in present perfect continuous. And remember, if I ask you something in one time, you need to answer in that time. Of course, you can answer in other times, But the correct form is, if I ask you in present perfect continuous, also answer with the present perfect continuous form. As simple as that. So for everything, if I ask you in simple present, you answer simple present. If I ask you simple past, you answer simple past. If I ask you present perfect, you answer with present perfect. But please, if I ask you something in present perfect, don't answer, never take your time to answer that question in present perfect continuous. Is valid, let me tell you, is valid, but it's not the correct form because I'm asking you in one particular time. So what you have to do is answer that question with the same particular time. Understand? I hope you don't forget that information. It's very important. Again, so let's go with the example of Radisson. I have been watching this video. Again, if I ask you, what have you been doing? You're going to answer, I've been, oh, yes. Take a look at this, guys. You can use the contraction of the auxiliary verb have, which is, it sounds, right? I've been watching this video. I've been watching this video. So that means that you're using this time to watch the video. It's not really difficult. It's something very easy to understand. At the same time, it's easy to practice as well. And also, guys, remember that English is like mathematics. Mathematics, if you don't practice mathematics, you don't get to know the exercises. You don't get to master the exercises. So it is good for all of you guys. At the moment we are using this video to practice, also, again, remember, you need to have in your hands a notebook, pen, or pencil, because this is the way we're going to ensure that you are learning. And again, I'm sweating. Ah, my gosh. All right, now is the time for you guys to ask you something about the present perfect continuous. Is there something that probably you think you cannot control 100%, so I can help you out with that? Because I would be very, very happy to help you if you have any question. Oh, in the time you think about a question, I'm going to tell you something about the present continuous. There is something that we need to have in mind, and it's that every time we are using the verb be plus a verb in the ing form is not the same as when we use the present perfect continuous. Remember, every time we use the perfect time, we need the auxiliary verb have. It doesn't matter if it is present perfect, if it is past perfect, or even future perfect. So, oh, let me see who's here. Friday, my friend, don't you worry, you were busy. We're here, and I am really excited about you guys to be here in this classroom, listening and at the same time participating with your comments and also with your examples. I'm really happy about that. I can see that you are really encouraged to learn. I was telling you guys, it's not the same when we use the simple present. It's not the same when we use the present continuous. It's not the same when we use the present perfect. It's not the same when we use the present perfect continuous. Again, we can express the same idea when we use the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. For example, Radisson wrote in the example, I've been watching this video. But when we express the present perfect, remember what we need. We need the auxiliary verb have plus the verb in what tense? In past participle, like John Jairo said some minutes before. So, for example, the same example Radisson gave. I have been watching this video. How do we express that example in present perfect? Do you have any idea how do we express the same example? I have been watching this video in the present perfect tense. Did you have any idea how do we express it? Excellent, Radisson. Roger, my friend, how are you doing? Oh, Edward, thank you for being here, man. Thank you very much for your support. Yes, Radisson, that's right. When we can express the same idea when we say I have watched this video, because it's one period of time that started in the past and continue happening up to the present. Now, those are different actions, right? And of course, as I said, we can express both ideas in both tenses, in both different forms. And something I really want to clarify about this is that most of the times that we use present perfect, we are referring to a particular activity we're doing that not necessarily we're doing it in the present. Like, for example, when you work, right? For example, you can talk about your job at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and that time, probably at that time, you're not working. So you can use present perfect to express that you have worked for 1 year, 2 years. It's going to depend. But now, if you're going to express the same intention, but around 2 p.m. when you are working, you need to use the present perfect continuous. I mean, you can use both. Like, for example, when you say, I have worked here for 1 year. Right? I have worked here for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? I have worked here. That is present perfect. John Jairo, I've been watching your video. Oh, very good. A very good example, and I am very, very happy that you're watching the video. So again, right? I have worked here for 2 years, let's say. I have worked here for 2 years. Is present perfect. But you can use that intention when you're working, right? Oh, for example, someone asks you, how long have you been working here? It is present perfect continuous. So you're not going to answer, I have worked here for 2 years. No, you're going to use the present perfect continuous. So you say, Victor Junior Medina, the best. Now, you guys are the best, right? I'm not. I'm just trying to help. And I am using the same examples you give. So I'm not the best. You are the best, guys. Thank you for being here. So when someone asks you in the present perfect continuous, how long have you been working? Remember, how long have you been working? So that means that you're using the present perfect continuous to formulate that question. So you don't ask, I've worked here for 2 years. No, the correct form is using the same present perfect continuous. So you say, I have been working here for the last 2 years. or I have been working here for 2 years, which is the same. Get it? So guys, this is the present perfect continuous. It's not something really hard, it's something really, really easy, but I just wanted to go over it to remember you guys that you need to keep on working. I will see you tomorrow here to continue talking about grammar, to continue talking about your examples, because I am working with all of your examples, because I want, remember, this is not for me to practice, this is for you guys to practice. So thank you for being here tonight. It's a little late, so I need to recover energies for tomorrow, because work is necessary for all of us. So thank you again, Radisson, Friday, Roger, Edward. I know my wife is around there, my mother is around there. So a very big hug to all of you, and may God bless your lives, not only today, but forever. Bye.